落ちてくガラスの迷路ひび割れた公園まだ消えないまま藤た記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られたスターに君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ黒いタイピン運命にコードが刺さる笑うシステム感情を食らう震えた指でログアウト先を探してるでも君の手が確かにここにある忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を更新してく挟むく影抱きしめながら傷ついても夢を離すな一つ操られた未来君と一緒に飛び越えて交差してくストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
Boys! Shout out to everybody, man. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you need to bring it in. Listen,
so excited
already?
for Monday he forgot his choker. Smirking face emoji.
My God,
rolling on the
bro.
floor laughing emoji.
Fucking wizard, bro. Wizard, literally wizard, that son of a bitch, bro. Wizard, it's literally his fault that for some reason the choker is now part of the lore. Something that I never wanted to be part of the lore, and that motherfucker has now made it. God damn it, Wizard, why? Why? I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna figure out a way to get him back. I am. I 100% am, boys. We're gonna figure it out, and he's gonna realize it on the next SNH. Don't worry. I got you, guys. Listen, come on, man, bring it in. We gotta hug it out, boys. It is a beautiful, gorgeous Sunday. All right, it is a gorgeous Sunday. I don't know about you guys, but it is a beautiful Sunday. Hey, real quick, happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there. I see you guys. I see you guys. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there. And while I do understand that most people don't give a fuck about Daddy's Day, shout out to you guys, man, because I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the fathers in the chat. Who's your daddy? And what does he do? Guys, we need to hug it out. Listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. All right, there's a lot that we got to go over, boys. Okay, there always is every single day. It's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? It's like the industry is always busy. Even on a weekend where things are supposed to slow down a little bit. Nope, not quite. Not quite, boys. So like the stream, get the fuck in here, and let's hug it out and listen very closely. Hold on. Timebound Howler is spamming the same question 5 times. That means he wants attention. Timebound Howler says, Hypnotic, do games that cost $999.99 be accepted by you? It's called Congratulations on Your Purchase. It's on Steam. No, it's not accepted. And number 2, don't fall for that scam. Guys, if you're watching
Happy Father's Day. Just showing support, Hypnotic.
Hey, I appreciate that, King Too Tall. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies in the chat. If you're watching over on YouTube, like the stream, boys. Like the stream. Like it. Like it. Look at all those hugs. Look at the hugs in the chat. Look at the fucking hugs in the chat, man. If you're watching over on Rumble, like the stream right now. Do it. Do it. Don't listen to Mr. Melancholy. Do not listen to him saying, don't touch me. Grab him by the cankles and bring him in. Bring him in. Matthew Watson says he's running. Don't let him run. Grab him by the cankles. Bring him in. All right? And if you're watching anywhere else, that's impossible, and you're probably gay. Let's be real.
You are gay!
Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking today? Boys, we got a lot we got to go over, man. We got, oh my God, bro. Like, you know, it never really surprises me. It doesn't. Like, the internet doesn't surprise me. But just because it doesn't surprise me, it doesn't mean that it can't let me down sometimes. And the shit that's happening with Stellar Blade Bloodrain was so obvious. We all knew it was going to happen. We literally called it. We called it, boys. We called it. We literally said this was going to happen. And apparently it just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. It's actually unbelievable. But yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Happy Popeye Day.
Happy Popeye.
Anyways,
What the fuck?
Did you saw the new Chainsaw Man trailer for season 2?
No.
It looked crazy.
I'm checked out of Chainsaw. Why would you do that?
Hashtag
Why would you
Stellar
do that?
Blade attacked online
Oh,
Karen
no, the
Meltdown.
narrator's here.
Halo remake screw up. Is it Monday? Chewie appearance. Find out on Hypnocast. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
For the first time, he didn't lie for the majority
Did
of
you
the
see
super
one
chat.
of the Ubisoft founders died in a plane crash?
Bro, how many people are going to tell me about this man dying? Yes! Jester, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Teacher Connor, thank you for the 10. Yes!
Hashtag my.
I got to have a sign.
Datey, can I have some cake? I
Oh
like
my
cake.
God. Datey?
Cake is so hot. Datey,
What?
can I have some hot cake?
Why is it saying
Please,
Datey?
Datey, please.
What the fuck is Datey? Are you trying to say Daddy? Why'd you put Datey? Is YouTube censoring Daddy? I'm confused. Tanya Raby, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. Guys, listen. Yes, the answer is yes, okay? If guys, like, it is impossible, okay? It's impossible for me, being in the games industry and covering the games industry and all that shit, it's impossible for me not to know when a massive figurehead dies in a plane crash like the brother at Ubisoft. But I appreciate you guys telling me. Love you guys so much. I've been hearing it nonstop since it happened. They're like, hey, did you hear? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you see? Yes! Yes, RIP to that man.
The Ubisoft man died harder than the company.
Oh my God. No. We will not do that. Okay? RIP to that man. We will not do that. Thank you, Spanglish, for the 2. Appreciate that. And Levi! UDLS. Levi gives a membership, brother. Holy shit, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, King Tatal says, we got you, Hypnotic. We know you're spacey sometimes. We have to make sure you stay on. Did you just call me old? Hey, did you just call me old, you son of a bitch? I see
I never want to
what
hear about fascism from these
I see
obnoxious
it.
theater kids ever again.
What?
They don't hate fascists. They want to be the fascists.
That is actually true. That is 100. You know what? You know what's crazy? So that's actually 100% true. They they literally, like, in their minds, they think they're fighting fascism when they don't realize they're the fucking fascist most of the time, like 95% of the time. Hey, dementia hitting hypno heart rate. Relax. No, it's not.
Hashtag my.
No, it's not.
オー
What
ル
the
トゥルース、グレートエッグ
fuck,
アクロスリズミ、
Here we go.
オールソーケリーズヒア。
Yeah. Yep. What else? Yep. That's what I thought. Yep. Yep. That's what I thought. Why am I not surprised? Dietrich Connick, thank you for the 5. What are you guys fucking fusion dancing now? You're partnering with Chewbacca and Zero 2? Do you know how disgusting that's going to be by fusion dancing those two? Let's stop that, okay? Let's stop that. Hey, Jay, dropping 10 memberships. Jesus Christ. More memberships! More memberships! More memberships! And considering that's the first one of the stream, fuck it, we're going to do Kiryu early. You already know what that means. Let's go.
走り出そう鳥に飛び立つだと吹くから振り向かない明日は絶対もっとシャイニー
I am not holding the fight.
壁に合い今すぐつかどこだ教えてみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay, thank you for the 10 memberships, brother. Holy shit, that is incredible. I genuinely appreciate that, my brother. Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Blue Cthulhu celebrates 11 months of membership.
What?
You're walking in the woods.
Oh, no.
There's no one around you when your phone is dead.
Why do you sound like
Out of
every
the corner
TikTok
of your
video?
eye, you spot him. Shia LaBeouf.
Nope.
Hashtag my.
I think data's censored. I wonder why. Can you be my papa?
I wish you were my papa. Papa, where are you?
What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? What is happening today? Guys, it's only Sunday. We're literally starting off the week. What the fuck is happening here? Why did it say Shia LaBeouf?
Hashtag my.
What the fuck was that?
YouTube will not let you say the D word.
You can't say
I
daddy
can
on
still be your
YouTube?
sniff sniff.
Oh my God, Biden, go to sleep. Go to sleep, Biden. Jesus fuck. Hey, real quick, hold on. Trey said that, bro. Trey said that I'm older than Biden. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That's not true whatsoever, man. That's not true. That hurt my feelings.
I am
Thank
just
you, though.
going to put this out there.
What's
People
that?
need a complete reality check.
Okay.
Fiction versus reality.
Yes.
Also, Asian beauty standards completely different from the West.
Very true.
One last thing, Karens piss off.
Very true. Levi, very, very, very true. I think people, you know, it's so funny. This only ever is a controversy when it is Asian characters, but we'll get into that anyway. We'll talk about it. We got a lot of things planned with this
Cork and
Thunderblade
balls.
nonsense. What the fuck? Toxin. Why can't you just be normal? All right, boys. ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded, man. Like the stream. Let's get into it. Before we do the Big and Army roll call, guys, we got to go over the battle today because there is a battle happening. We are officially in the quarterfinals, boys. That is right. We are in the quarterfinals. We only got a couple of more battles to go down, and then we will be in the finals. It's heating up. It's getting crazy, and today we got a good one.
Hashtag my.
Why is Chewbacca speaking right now? Why?
Happy Father's Day, Hypno.
Okay, I'll take the last one. Why? Hey, yo, Piping Cynic says, what's up, Ethnic DSP? That's crazy, bro. Ethnic DSP is wild, brother. That is wild. Anyway, listen, guys, we got a crazy fucking tournament heating up, all right? If you missed the last battle, needless to say, it was quite shocking, okay? It was probably one of the first plot twists in this entire tournament.
Months of membership.
Probably one of the biggest
Today
ones.
is my birthday, and I'm at work, just doing a drive-by.
Yo! What the fuck?
I'll always be here in spirit.
No, 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 no. The fuck is wrong
Gives
with
the
you
middle
guys?
finger. I will be playing Stellar Blade Bloodrain with pure intent.
Me too. Me too, Levi. Me too. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Not you, Levi. You've been normal. What's wrong with you guys? Flip Shazam. Jesus, man. Hey, real quick. Everybody wish Flip Shazam happy birthday, though, in the chat. Seriously. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, my man. I'm sorry that you have to work on your birthday. Been there, done that. I know what it's like, but hey, happy birthday, brother. Appreciate you coming by and saying hello with the little bit of time you have. Thank you, sir. You're amazing. Guys, listen. So if you missed yesterday's stream, well, not yesterday, Fridays. If you missed Friday's stream, it's been pretty wild, all right? The first plot twist of this tournament has officially happened, and Eve actually got eliminated
16 months
by
of membership.
Aerith.
Hashtag my.
What?
For Father's Day, my precious franchise was taken from me.
I know it was.
Come here, my.
Wait, what? No. Are you serious? Are you really clapping my...
Yeah.
Did you have to do that, right? Jesus, fuck, man. I'm at a loss of words. I don't even know what's going on today. Did you guys, like... It's almost as if I didn't stream for a couple of days and everybody's getting their pent-up aggression out. What is it? Did you guys have no entertainment throughout the rest of the day? What happened? You just want to come here and just fucking felt me? Is that what it is? Chat is getting better? Describe better. Describe better. Anyway, I thought everyone called Aerith Eris. Not me, motherfucker. Anyway, guys, so Eve ended up losing. All right? And needless to say, that was pretty shocking.
Happy birthday, Flip Shazam.
Don't fucking... I knew it. I knew it. It's his birthday, bro. It's his birthday. You don't have to clap the birthday voice.
Now come here, my.
Why? Wait, why is my... Hey, why is my getting drive-by back blown? Like, what? What the fuck was that?
Help me, Pappy Hypno Senpai. I found myself stuck in the washing machine.
What kind of porno is... What are we doing? What are we doing? What kind of porno fucking fantasies are this? I'm stuck, step bro?
Wahahaha.
I fucking hate
If it makes you feel any better, Jim Varney died 26 years ago and I had no idea till last year.
What? Why are we talking about him? He was better known as Ernest from all the Ernest Does and Goes to XYZ film. Why did it stop talking? Did you break this? Did you break the TTS? Speedy Cake? Jesus, man. Guys, listen. Listen. Can I just get through the fucking battle before we felt me with Super Chats, man? I enjoy the Super Chats, don't get me wrong. But goddamn, I can't even fucking get through the battle. Anyway, listen. No, Sam Fisher, we will. So Eve lost. That was shocking. And needless to say, Aerith actually won, which resulted in the completion of the... what was it? Whatever fucking... We're in the quarterfinals now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So today, yeah, I think Speedy Cake broke the TTS. I think he broke the TTS. I guess I'll reload it and see if that works. If not, I'll
Better
figure it out.
equals not as worse as before.
What? Better equals not as worser as before? What is that? Is that English? Market Reality, thank you for the 2. Guys. I give up. I give up. I give up. I can't. Guys. Fucking. The battle today is Lara Croft versus Mai. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is. It is, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. You don't say. Yep. Yep. You done? You done? Good. Guys, Lara Croft versus Mai.
Come here, Zesty.
What the? Oh,
good
my
bussy. Good bussy. Oh, come here, Chewbacca Soto.
Oh, and he's fucking Chewbacca now. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh,
That
my
Mark
God.
of Reality celebrates 16 months of membership, you said to define better. So I did the best I could with my college degree and my grad school degree.
Oh, that was pretty good then. That was pretty good. All right, fine. Fine. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. Okay, I was confused. All right, makes sense. Makes sense. The education system definitely succeeded us, I guess. Guys, Lara Croft versus Mai is today. This is the first battle of these quarterfinals. And needless to say, here's how it's going to go. Today is going to be Lara Croft versus Mai. Tomorrow is going to be Felicia from Darkstalkers versus Tifa. Then on Tuesday, it's going to be Samus versus Cortana. Then on Wednesday, it's going to be Tali versus Aerith. Which means on Thursday, by the time Thursday rolls around, we should be having our first semifinals match between whoever wins today and tomorrow. So it's coming down to the wire, boys. And by next week, it'll be over. This tournament will officially be over, and we will crown who is the #1 video game waifu of 2026. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Boys, let's get into it, man. We do the Big and Army roll call. Let's see who's in the chat right now, hanging out with us. If you want to vote, make sure you put hashtag waifu name, whoever it is, at the beginning of your super chats. That way I know who you are voting for.
Why can't you get angry with the because they were such sweet potatoes. You, I miss these dead jokes. Let's play the membership train.
Mr. Spangles, thank you for the
Get
5.
through
This
the
Shapiro
intro.
voice scared me.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dave.
Why? Why can't I get through the intro?
Hashtag Tifa. Ooga. I still need pipes to fill.
You need what?
Batman, come here.
Batman! I'm walking away. I'm walking away. I'm walking away, bro. No. No. This is where we draw the line. You are not clapping Batman's cheeks. This is where we draw the line. Exactly. That's just weird. So, exactly. Sonya said, that's just weird. This is where we draw the line. There will be no cheek clapping of Batman. 0. All right? That's just gay. Maximum levels of gay. We're not doing that, boys. No. It was Alfred in the suit? No. That's even worse. That's even worse. If it's Alfred in the suit, it's even worse. You got half of the chat asking, what did they just walk into? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Guys, Big and Army roll call. Who's here, man? Who's hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday? Who's here, man? Let me scroll up on the chat and let's see who's here. Start calling out some names. We got Mr. Melancholy in the chat. What's going on, man? Toxins in the chat. Gaming Wolves in the chat. Adair Soto is here. Antran's here. Dartanave is here. Sam Fisher's here. King Too Tall is here. Edward is here. Nelson is here. What's going on, Nelson?
Move on, please.
I'm trying. Speaking of, UDLS is here. John D is here. Wishing Star is here. B-Boy is here. What's going on, man? Hollowified Bat is here. Gaming Wolf 87 is here. Soul Reaper 2078. Nick Havoc is here. Phil Espa's here. Cozy Goober is here. Who else, man? We got Lucky Boys here. Joel Jimenez is here. The Fourth Wall Guy is here. Tenebrae is here. Dikachu is here.
Hi.
You felt it yourself. It didn't work, bitch. Anyway, thank you for the 5. Monkey Man 04 is here. Sonya Lisette is here. Hollowified Matt is here. Yamato 85. What's going on, man? Soul River 2078.
Bruv.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Benjardin is present.
Benjardin apparently is present. He paid for that. That's interesting. Are we going to start that now? Paying to get called out during the fucking roll call? The whole point of the roll call is to be free. It's free. We got Romanizer 24. I is here. We got Mr. Blue Cthulhu. We got King Tutal. Little Jim's Halo. We got John D. Azrai is here as well. D. Draconic is here. We got Skeg from Craigslist. Crazy. We got, let me scroll down. Fourth wall guy. What? Oh, fuck. He fixed it.
What is happening?
At your old behind over here.
What? Yo, this is fucking crazy. Now you got Trump clapping the cheeks of Biden. You need to explain yourself.
Take it.
You need to fucking take it? No, you need to explain yourself. You have to answer for this. You have to answer for this, bro. That's crazy. My God. Oliver Adams here. Christopher Lloyd is here. We got, let me see. Dark Tenave is here. Dirt McGurk is here. Dragatello's here. What's going on, man? Fenric is here. Glowmide Prince is here. What's going on, man? We got Bebop is here. Matthew fucking Fritz is here. Yo, Matthew Fritz says Aerith better watch her back. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
I've started sleeping with a ruler under my pillow. I wanted to see how long I slept. This morning, I looked directly at the sun. Now I'm lightheaded.
Hey, that's my joke. Don't steal it. No, stop. Don't do it.
Jesus fucking Christ, boys. I think there's something really wrong with us today. Daddy Garcia's in the chat. Old Man Cad's in the chat. Wishing Stars in the chat. Rio Regaris is in the chat. Who else is here, man? Joel Jimenez. Kiera Lunar's in the chat as well. What's going on, Kiera Lunar? We got Santa Consibo in the chat. Lamingo Da is here as well. Bebop's in the chat. Cozy Goober. Who else? Dylan B. Antron. Mornblade is here as well. Little Jim's Halo. What's going on, dude? All right, 4 more people. Then let's get on with the show, man. 4 more people. Let's go. Who's here? Let's check Rumble. Rumble. We got TJAP Steve over there on Rumble. We got Lifeherd over on Rumble. Griffin of Bite over on Rumble.
Oh my,
Sargon.
there's so much Goonie going on here right now. Should I join in my shiny body? It's getting crazy today, isn't it, Hypno? You should join us.
No. We got Fast Wheels Gaming in the chat. What's going on, man? We got Time Bound Howler over there on Rumble. Fuck you, Chewbacca. Seriously. Fuck you, Chewbacca. The chat is frisky tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Happy 6th Monday.
This is not the 6th Monday. Stop counting Mondays. We got DJ Kotick over on Rumble. We got Razo over on Rumble. V. Ovis over on Rumble. Diet Span on Rumble. And last but not least, we got, let's see, Genetic Spore over on Rumble. And Low KZ420 over on Rumble as well. What's going on, man? All right, boys, listen, this is normally when I have you guys pick a money shot. But considering all you guys are being absolutely insane today, I think it's only fair that every single one of you get your face blasted. I think it's fair. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's no democracy here today. 0.
What the?
0 democracy, bro. 0. It is what it is. Boys, all right, listen, in all seriousness, we do have a lot we got to talk about. Let's go over the topics we got planned for the day, and then we're going to do membership train, and then we're going to get right into it, boys. All right? First things first, we're going to talk about all the Stellar Blade nonsense. We probably have like 2 topics for the Stellar Blade nonsense specifically. We're going to go over a video from the background NPC that I've been wanting.
Lady Sonia, Chad's beloved, asked, "What did the urn say to the casket? Is that you coffin?"
Mondays are the best. I created that day for Hypno.
No, you didn't. Guys, we're going to be covering background NPC's video on Stellar Blade because I think it's a very good video, and I just want to showcase it to you guys. Also, too, we're going to be talking about the attempted censorship that they're doing right now against Stellar Blade. They're trying to like set up this new
That
petition.
feels real good. Thank you for that. It makes the shiny now my body shiny a little more thanks to you.
That is nasty. And that is also very gay. Guys, we got to talk about the censorship that's happening against Stellar Blade. There are people over on Reset Era that were trying to get the game essentially banned by reporting it to payment processors. They're trying to do the whole like collective shout nonsense. It's ridiculous. I mean, the internet is doing what it always does. They tried to do this with the first Stellar Blade. Since they didn't succeed the first time, now they're trying to double down and do even more with the second one in order to try to take it down. There's a bunch of reasons why I believe this is happening. I'll go over it and kind of just give commentary and go over the whole fucking stupid nonsense that's going on right now with that game. So that's going to be one of the primary topics of today. Also, we're going to be talking about the Halo Remake screw-up. So obviously you guys know Campaign Evolved is coming out, and apparently there was this big drama that was happening over
Yes, it is Carlos. Check your Bible, the very one I wrote. Monday was created especially to send you back to work gardening.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But yes, I was in the fields. I was in the fields. Guys, we got to talk about the Halo Remake, all the drama with the split screen co-op. Apparently, there was rumors that you needed 2 PlayStation Plus accounts in order to play split screen co-op, local co-op, not online co-op. That was apparently a thing. That's been corrected, but we're going to go over all the backlash.
The old man and the thing dressed in rainbows.
What the fuck is that?
They shot Biden and Zesty.
What the fuck was that sound? That's crazy. Those lawns are going to mow themselves. I wish they could. Actually, there is self-mowing self-mowers, like automatic mowers. I've never used one because no self-respecting spick would ever use a automatic mower. But regardless, I know they do exist. So guys, listen, we're going to talk about that because there was a lot of drama regarding the Halo nonsense. We'll go over all that shit. And I got a bunch of other fast topics to go over as well. Some GTA stuff. I got some Sony stuff. Ubisoft. We're going to discuss the Ubisoft co-founder being killed in a plane crash that everybody for the last couple of days has been constantly fucking telling me, hey, do you know this is happening? So anyway, we're going to go over that. And we're also going to go over something that the Ori director from Moon Studios decided to say about Game Pass, because it kind of brings up an interesting conversation around why did Game Pass fail the way that it did? Like, why did it actually not do the numbers that they always dreamed that it would do? Like, it's just an interesting conversation. I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up and go over it. So let's go over all of that, boys. But let's hype this chat up. I know you guys have been going crazy. We are somehow 41 out of 50 on supers already. I don't know how that even happened outside of just massive amounts of trolling. So thank you for that. Let's do the membership train, and then we're going to get into the content, boys. Are we ready? Can we light this shit up green? Can we start off this week strong, boys? It's a Sunday. And don't forget the battles going on, man. Let's go. Bring them on the train. Get them on. Get them on. Aboard. Jay already started us off with memberships earlier, man.
Don't get a vacuum. They suck. Drop. Slow _flat.
You felt it yourself.
Rushing down the frame. Midnight Court, Hypnocast alive.
Viovis dropped 5 memberships over on Rumble. Thank you, Viovis. MDW dropped a membership over on YouTube. Thank you, sir. Get on the train. Let's go. Tanya Raven with a membership. Thank you, Tanya. Jay just dropped 10 more memberships. Damn. Raza dropped a membership over on Rumble. Thank you, Raza. Holy shit. Crazy membership train, boys. Thank you guys so much. Debo dropped the membership. Everybody hide your chain. He stole my chain. He'll steal yours too. He will steal yours too. Everybody hide your chains, man. Hide your chains. All right, guys, listen. Thank you for all the supers. Again, I appreciate all of them. I see a lot of votes coming in for my and Lara Croft throughout all the supers. I thank you for that. Let's get into the, I'm just going to heart them really quick so I can keep track of all the supers that came in.
Do you know what happened to Ubisoft plane crash?
Fuck you. Okay, yes, I know what happened.
Hypno,
stop trolling me.
Did you hear about the Ubisoft guy and the plane?
Fuck all of you. Yes, I heard about it, Zesty. You Zesty Fester. Okay, I heard about it. Yes, I heard about it. Jesus Christ, man. Thank you guys. Thank you sincerely. And LOL, get him, chat. Thank you. Actually, you know what? Just for the laugh's sakes, just for the laughing sake, hold on. I'm hearting all the supers real quick. Just for the laugh's sakes, we're going to cover that first. Just so people know, like, yes, I covered it. And even though I'm gonna cover it first today, it doesn't matter because I'm still gonna get questions about it tomorrow, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's go over to Rumble really quick. We had some supers on Rumble that didn't get read from the TTS. We got Draconic dropping a membership on Rumble. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Legendary. We got Deadeye's Lock with a 2 for #my. I appreciate that. And then we got Viovis dropping 5 memberships over on Rumble.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Viovis. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And then Raza also dropped a membership over on Rumble. Thank you, Raza. I appreciate that very, very much. All right, boys. Are we ready to get into this shit, man? Are we ready? Guys, I don't know if you've heard, but the Ubisoft co-founder was killed in a plane crash. He was killed in a plane crash. Now, when this happened, everybody and their mother was tagging me in this. Everybody and their mother was tagging me with this. And listen, you know, I'm not gonna make fun of the guy's death. I see some people doing it. I'm not gonna do it personally. Kind of sad, to be honest with you. I will say this. Kind of weird how like every summer it seems like there's a CEO dying in a plane crash. It's kind of odd. I don't know if they released details over what exactly happened here. Let me see. It says Claude Guillemot, one of the co-founders of Ubisoft, died at 69 following a sudden plane crash in Western France. Though exact details about the plane crash remain unclear as of this writing, the Ubisoft co-founder was listed as the owner of the Cessna 421 tourist plane at the time. He was one of the 5 brothers that co-founded Ubisoft. To my knowledge, he wasn't like super involved in Ubisoft. Like, I know he co-founded it, but from what I read, like I only read a little bit to be fair, but from what I read, he was more so like running his other companies. I don't really think he was like super involved in Ubisoft, modern day Ubisoft. But I mean, regardless, still kind of fucking insane, man. It's crazy, man. That's why like you just never know. You just never know, man. You never know when it's gonna happen. And it always happens in the most craziest ways. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, is that foul play or whatever? I have no idea. I'm not going to go that far down the rabbit hole. All I'm saying is it's pretty interesting how it tends to happen to a CEO every summer. It's kind of weird, but, you know, anyway. So co-founded Ubisoft in 1986. Cloud was joined by his brothers Christian, Gerard, Michel, and Yves in the founding of the Paris-based studio. Nearly a decade after the company was founded, Ubisoft first achieved worldwide success with the 1995 launch of Rayman on the PlayStation and other platforms. So yeah, I mean, again, fucked up. Stop noticing. I know. I got to stop noticing, right? Really, really sad. Despite the tumultuous times Ubisoft faced in recent years, Guillemot and his brothers remain pivotal figures within the gaming industry. According to French publication, Guillemot was killed on Friday, June 19th, when his plane crashed near the western France commune of La Baule. The report stated that Guillemot was on board the plane alongside a flight instructor. A flight instructor. Interesting. The instructor also died in the plane crash. The plane that Guillemot was piloting was a Cessna 421 twin-engine tourist plane. Following the tragic crash, Ubisoft issued the following statement. Ubisoft learned with deep sadness of the death of Claude Guillemot, co-founder of the group and president of the Guillemot Corporation. In an accident, our thoughts are with his family and loved ones during this difficult time. No further statements will be made at this time. Interesting. A flight instructor. I don't know, man. Maybe he did a little fuck up or something. Who really knows? I don't know. I mean, again, regardless, at the end of the day, whether whose fault it was or it doesn't really matter. Like at the end of the day, it's still sad, still fucked up. And as much as I disagree with the Guillemot family and how they've been running Ubisoft, I don't want any of these people fucking dead. Like, I think that's crazy. And again, I've seen people like making fun of the plane crash and everything like that. And I'm okay with dark jokes. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm okay with dark jokes, but I really feel like some people are not joking. Some people, like you can kind of tell when someone's not joking and when they are, and I feel like a lot of people are not joking and they're trying to mask it as a joke. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm glad he's dead. I saw somebody say that they wish the other 4 were with them. Anyway, crazy shit. Regardless, it is what it is. So unfortunate, very, very sad. You know, RIP to that dude. And yeah, I mean, again, life is short, boys. That's all I can really say. Life is short, man. At any moment. Let me resume TTS real quick. That was a mistake. That was clearly a mistake. Big time mistake. Yep, that was a big mistake. That was...
Why did the car take a nap? It was tired. Bad puns and dad jokes. That's how I roll.
That was definitely a mistake. Yep. Big time mistake. Anyway. All right, so let's X out of that. Guys, a couple things I want to look at real quick. Like I said, I got some fast topics I want to go over. This one was shared by Oh No, It's Alex. Now, you guys know I love Counter-Strike, all right? You guys know I love Counter-Strike, and I have to show you this clip. I don't care if people don't care. I care, okay, motherfuckers? I care. So check this out. This is like, did you guys see the game with the Knicks and how they came back like 20 some odd points, and then at the last second they got a fucking crazy shot in with a layup and ended up winning? This is like the Counter-Strike version of that, where it was the captain. The captain was down by himself against 4 other team members. Look at the score up top in the quarterfinal. Look at, well, you can't actually see this. It's 16-17. All right, it's 16-17, and the captain is down. He's down on his own, right, against 4 other players. This is a wild play, okay? Absolutely fucking wild play. I want to show you really quick. Check this out.
1v4 for the captain. Molly to try and slow this down, but Magix knows that might not make the difference. Got to back his aim here as all of G2.
Bro, man.
Holy shit.
Bro. I got goosebumps. I'm sorry, I did. I fucking did, bro. There's no way. Anybody that plays Counter-Strike, no, it wasn't even a grenade. He took them out with his AK. All 4 people. All 4 people. Because they got so overconfident. They're so fucking stupid that they thought they could just rush him because they knew he was there. They thought that they could just rush him and kill him. And this motherfucker took out all 4 of them. And he used the environment. Again, he used the shelving. He used the environment to block the bullets. So their bullets got blocked, and his bullets went through because he had the drop on them. Even though they knew he was there, he still had the drop on them. Bro, but the fact that they rushed in was so fucking dumb. That just shows, like, that shows how cocky they were, and they got completely felt.
Need to try and slow this down.
I gotta watch
but Magix knows that might not make the difference. Got to back his aim here as all of G2.
Oh my god, bro.
Bars does it bigger. Bars does it better.
God.
Team spirit. Their captain has just done the impossible.
Like, how do you feel? Like, look at the look of shame. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Bro, they're all ashamed. Look, dude can't even keep his eyes open. Dude looks like he's about to cry. The fucking captain behind him, or the whoever this is, the coach, they're looking at him like, bro, you disappoint family. You disappoint family, you dumb motherfucker.
Hashtag Laura Craft.
Oh,
This
shit.
is not surprising. In fact, not too long ago, music artist Oliver Tree died in a helicopter crash while in Brazil.
Yeah, I saw that. That was going viral too. I'm telling you, man, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But yeah, man, this clip was fucking amazing. Shout out to Alex for sharing this. This is one of those moments that go down in history as just like esports legend. It really does. It really does. Kind of like the Evo moment.
My mother told me, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Terrible way to learn I'm adopted.
Terrible Bro, that's crazy. Terrible way to learn you're adopted. Holy shit. That's crazy. Guys, there's also one other thing. Hold on. Where is it at? Where the fuck is it? Final Fantasy. I thought I had it saved. I must have saved the wrong. Hold on. I must have saved the wrong clip. Give me 1 second. There was a. Here we go. So they released footage of Final Fantasy Resonance of the Esper summons. They released some more footage. I just want to share it with you. It's only like 34 seconds long. Let's check it out real quick. That's weird. We saw this summon before, but I guess not against these enemies. Regardless, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this game, dude. I'm so excited for this shit. It's unbelievable. You know, I had somebody like leave me the craziest hate comment. It was so good. It was an amazing hate comment, bro. It was because every time I talk about the Final Fantasy what do you call it, the remakes and shit, I always get a comment from someone who's just like pissed at me for not like appreciating it and fucking simping for it and shit. And I got a hate comment for it. It was fucking hilarious. It's so good. I don't know if I have it saved. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I just ended up making fun of it. Let me double check really quick, just out of curiosity, since I'm on the topic. Nope, I do not. I do not have it saved. All right, it's fine. Regardless, still funny. Absolutely insane. Final Fantasy fanboys. I don't even know if I would call them Final Fantasy fanboys. They're more like remake fanboys. But anyway, it is interesting how Maximilian is getting a lot more pushback now. It seems like when he first posted that thing, there was a lot of support for what he was saying. But then it made the rounds online, and now people are like, "Dude, what are you talking about? 95?" He said 95% of the remakes are the exact same story beats as the original. He's trying to and I don't know if it's being disingenuous from like a numerical representation, meaning like the changes that they made a little amount of changes, but he doesn't account for the fact that those little amount of changes are actually huge. You know, so for every 100 things they kept the same, they changed like 3 things. So numerically speaking, that number's not inaccurate, but those 3 things for every 100 are so huge that it changes everything drastically. But yes, like numerically speaking, of course, it's probably like 5% of the total thing. I would say it's probably more than that. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm not going to bother going into that again. All right, guys, let's exit out of that. Let's talk about the Halo campaign stuff. Let me pause the TTS for this real quick. There was a lot of drama with the Halo Campaign Evolved remake that's coming out right now, obviously. And what is it, like a couple of months from coming out? There was a lot of drama because apparently people had it under the assumption that apparently you need 2 PlayStation Plus accounts in order for it to be played in local co-op. Like, I'm not talking online co-op or anything like that. I'm talking local, on the couch, split screen co-op. And that is not the fault of anybody other than themselves, because they didn't communicate properly and they put out the message that that was what is required. But apparently then they ended up fixing it and saying that they misspoke. Now, I don't know if I want to believe that they misspoke. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to believe that we just misspoke. Sorry. We're actually not going to require 2 PlayStation Plus accounts for split screen co-op. Anyway, regardless, let's kind of discuss the timeline of events here. Xbox clarifies Halo Campaign Evolved won't require PlayStation Plus for split screen after massive backlash. This was huge. This was going viral all over social media. Halo Campaign Evolved will bring sci-fi shooter to PlayStation 5 for the first time, but seemingly with some truly wild PlayStation Plus requirements. According to a new post on Halo Waypoint, the remake will require both players to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account, even if they just want to play the game offline missions together. Now, bro, the amount of linking of accounts is so fucking insane to me. It really is. Like, I get it that everybody wants their own ecosystem. Xbox wants their own, PlayStation wants their own, you know, and Steam, obviously, or PC, you have either Steam or Epic Games or whatever. It's getting ridiculous, bro. Like, even when they were requiring you to have like a Ubisoft account to use Ubisoft Launcher, even though you're buying the games on Steam. All this nonsense. It's really annoying. Very, very annoying. And I hate the idea of linking accounts to anything because ultimately, I don't trust these console manufacturers with their security as much as I trust Steam. You know, especially PlayStation. PlayStation is the one thing that I cannot stand even the thought of linking my Steam account to. It just blows my mind. But anyway, so now we have an update, but again, we're going to go over the original story first. So the community Q&A published last night on June 19th by Halo Studios senior community manager. Why is it always a community manager? Why is it always a community manager? Brother, they're like the amount of fuck-ups, the amount of PR backlash that has happened for video games because of community managers. At this point, you should just get rid of the role. Just get rid of the role, because I feel like they're doing anything other than actually managing a community, because most of the time they're just blowing up the community half the time. But anyway, so according to this, the manager is somewhat oddly worded. It lays out the online requirements for Xbox Series X and S and PS5 separately, with the apparent different already raising alarm bells for anyone who wishes they could just enjoy the remake of a classic without jumping through a lot of hoops. On Xbox Series X and S, if you're playing split screen on an Xbox console, the second player will also need a unique Microsoft account. If you want to play online co-op, you will need an active Xbox Game Pass subscription. PlayStation 5, if you're playing split screen on PS5, both accounts will need to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account. That's insane. I'm sorry. That's insane. Now, obviously, it's been rectified, and they're saying that that's not what they meant. I don't believe that. But that's fucking insane, bro. For split screen local co-op, I need 2 PlayStation Plus accounts, and then I need also a Microsoft account? What the fuck is that, bro? Like, this is crazy. So anyway, naturally that led to the explosion, which we're going to go over in a second. But you need to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account. And then having these active PlayStation Plus subscriptions will also provide access to online co-op play. And then people wonder, they're like, you know, oh, you're just a PC fanboy. Bro, I don't want to deal with this shit. No offense. I don't want to deal with this shit. It is so ridiculous. It really is. Like the amount that these people, this is really just data harvesting. We all know this is data harvesting, right? Like the reason why they push this stuff is because they want to harvest your data and they want to be able to sell it just like every other company out there. But it's just more egregious in this manner. It's all about constantly fucking getting you to sign up for as many things as possible, giving them your information so that they can harvest your data and sell it. It's really what it is. You'd be surprised how much money they make from selling your data, you know? But anyway, now it says on Steam, if you're playing via Steam, you'll need to link to a Microsoft account. Wow, so simple. So fucking simple. No different than Halo Infinite or Halo Master Chief Collection or Gears 5 or any of that stuff. Same exact thing. You just need a Microsoft account, that's it. You don't need to worry about fucking all this extra services and bullshit. You don't got to worry about having an active Xbox Game Pass subscription. You don't got to worry about having fucking PlayStation Plus subscription and having a Microsoft account. You don't got to worry about any of that stuff. But anyway, so next, Halo has forced double online DRM even for couch co-op. We used to just take our saves with us on thumb drives, but they don't even allow that anymore. Guess we need to look at the positives. Our tests won't take long. So now you have double online DRM even for couch co-op, supposedly. The Xbox Series X and S requirements are straightforward enough. Both players for local split screen need Microsoft accounts, but only one player needs Game Pass Core in order for the duo to play online. On PS5, however, it reads as though both players will need Microsoft accounts and individual PlayStation Plus subscriptions in order to play split screen co-op online and offline. Next, Halo has forced double DRM, even for couch co-op. Complained the game preservation advocacy account doesn't play. We used to just take our saves, etc., etc. Linking your Microsoft account is one thing. And funnily enough, it reminds me of the time that Sony was heavily criticized for requiring something similar on Steam for Helldivers 2. Well, see, the thing that happened with Helldivers 2 was that they decided that they were going to release Helldivers 2, and they weren't going to have a requirement for you to sign into PlayStation Plus. And then, well, not PlayStation Plus, I'm sorry, having a PlayStation account, like PSN account, they weren't going to require you to link it. Then all of a sudden, 3 months later, after the game was actually successful, they decided to say, oh, wait, we always meant for you to sign in with PlayStation. We just decided not to have you do so because there was a bug or something that we were dealing with and we didn't want to address it until right now. It was really fucking sus when they did that. And they even decided to delete certain wording that proved that they changed their mind instead of it always being the case. They deleted some wording off of their website and they changed it or tried to change it because it really wasn't something that was meant the entire time. It was something they tried to change later down the line when the game ended up being successful because they really didn't think that Helldivers 2 was going to blow up the way that they did on the PC platform. They didn't think it was going to be that big. And then it ended up fucking exploding and they're like, "Oh shit, we got millions of players. Yeah, we're going to get them. We're going to get them. We're going to get them to sign up because gamers are fucking simps and they're going to sign up no matter what." But what they don't realize is that PC gamers don't usually fall for that shit. And when you try to do that bait and switch nonsense, well, needless to say, they got felted and they backed out of it. And then they try to make a meme out of it. Like, we're so self-aware. Look, we're making a cape that has all the review bombing that you guys made us go through. Yeah, nobody cares. Anyway, so at the end of the day, what it really was about, too, is that the community managers actually... I think it was the community manager admitted in their Discord server that this was a way for them to be able to ban people easier. That the entire reason they want you linked to the PSN account is that through Steam, they don't have a means to be able to ban you as easy as if you were linked to the PlayStation account. So by linking you to the PSN, they can just ban you for whatever that reason may be later down the line. Like if they find you cheating or if they just honestly don't fucking like you. Because that's how it seemed anyway. It seemed like they had certain thoughts against people that they view as fascists, you know, playing Helldivers 2. So needless to say, I don't exactly trust them with that level of power. But anyway, that's basically where that ended. Now, they updated this story, and we're going to go over the update. It's really not that much, so let's just go over it. It says, update. The original language in the blog post was a mistake. Do you believe that? I don't believe that. Personally, I don't believe that. You mean to tell, like, how does this keep happening, okay? How is it that you guys are multi-billion-dollar corporations? We're talking about Microsoft here, right? How is it that you guys are multi-billion-dollar corporations and you constantly are making these mistakes? And it's not just Microsoft. All these companies are doing it. How are you guys these fucking billion-dollar corporations and you're all making these mistakes that are just so easily fucking caught? Like, do you guys have no checks and balances? Do you guys have no verification with the information that you're putting out there on your corporate accounts? Surely you're not letting your yellow check mark corporate account be run by Emily, who's a fucking intern over at your company, and nobody's checking her tweets. Nobody's checking her the information that she's posting. Nobody's checking any of that stuff. Like, you have to have some sort of fucking checks and balances, right? So anyway, obviously I'm being rhetorical, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's fucking insane. I really do. Anyway, so they say it's a mistake, and there will not be any additional PS Plus requirement on PS5. We incorrectly stated that PlayStation Plus is required for local co-op. Split screen play. Local split screen co-op requires a PlayStation account for each player, but does not require a PlayStation Plus account. So is this like no PS Plus account whatsoever for either player, or is it not? You don't need two, you just need one. I'm gonna assume it's both. Like, you don't need either, which makes sense because you're playing local, bro. You're not even playing online. You're playing local split screen co-op. That's the whole fucking point. You know, that's literally the whole point. So anyway, I think it's insane. I don't think it's a mistake. I think they absolutely meant it, or at the very least, the person who posted it at the time that they posted it knew that that was the right information. And then when the backlash was swift and it was severe, they decided to change it and just go back to no co-op. Or maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was, but I'll say this. If it is a mistake, you guys really need better checks and balances, because it goes to show just how much PR, how much of a PR disaster can happen from one simple fucking mistake. From one simple sentence or paragraph, you got a shitstorm, and this could have all been prevented with some form of checks and balances on your corporate accounts. I just don't see why that is why is that so difficult to do? How is that so difficult to understand? You know, I just don't get it. So anyway, especially like you guys can absolutely afford it, right? Anyway, it is what it is. So that's basically it. So for those of you that were following this drama, for those of you that didn't know about it, this was initially what was thought. This was initially what was said. People had this thought in their mind because they're the ones who said it, and then they ended up changing it and ended up fixing it and saying, no, you don't need PS Plus whatsoever for local split screen co-op. So that's basically it. That's all there is to that story. Absolutely insane, and it goes to show how the quality of the worker is not very high at these places anymore. But anyway. What the hell are coins on YouTube? I don't fucking know, bro. Like people send me jewels and coins, and I don't ever see anything from it. I have no idea what it does. Zero. You like YouTube fucking introduces something and they barely explain what it is. It's crazy. So all that fighting between the Xbox fans and PlayStation fans was for nothing. I mean, isn't that usually the case though? Isn't that usually the case? It's crazy. Them trying to get away with it is some shady shit. Yeah, I know. God, what happened to the name Emily that made it associated with Karens and a terminally woke? It used to be a very classy name. I don't know. I've always, I guess it's because like all the TikTok generation, where all the girls that are annoying as fuck on TikTok, that are always talking about politics they don't understand, are usually named like Emily or some shit. I don't know, bro. It just stuck. It is what it is. Not even Hypno knows. Yeah, I have no idea. It's supposed to be a new way to contribute to the channel. Yeah, I never see. See, the thing, like, Taffy is funny. With super stickers, I was able to track and see what super stickers I've always, I've gotten in the past, what stream I've gotten them on. I can't track the jewels. I can't see anywhere in my my analytics. I can't see it whatsoever. I feel like this is YouTube's way of being able to take your donation money and be as vague as possible with it. And that way, like, the streamer cannot see exactly what they're supposed to get, like with the super chats and whatnot. Because with the super chats, I can see what I'm supposed to get, because obviously I know YouTube takes 30% and all that stuff. With the jewels, I can't see anything. So I think that's just their way of trying to be as sneaky as possible. That's basically it. But hey, if people want to send them, by all means, have fun. I'm not going to tell you what to do. All right, let me resume TTS, and then we're going to get to the next topic. We got a lot to go over, boys. Let's go. Who's talking in this bitch? We're at 49 out of 50. Holy shit, it's crazy. That's crazy. That's
Happy
insane.
25th Monday of the year, Carlos. This is a reminder that you down own an air fryer. What kind of barbarian are you? For shame.
25th Monday of the year? Are you counting Mondays of the fucking year now? Mondays don't exist. They're not real. Stop counting Mondays. Jesus Christ, man. Benjamin, thank you for the 5. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Guys, let's continue. Let me go over to Rumble real quick. Rumble, we got some supers over on Rumble. What do we got, man? Let's see. Torino, the legend with a 2, says, coming soon to restrooms near you. The unlimited use toilet pass. Oh, shit. For only $199.95 a month. Offer void where prohibited by law. Bro, you know what's kind of fucked up? It's kind of fucked up is that if that was real, right? If they charged us an unlimited use toilet pass for $189.95, trans people will be able to get it for free. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you could just use whatever bathroom you want. Don't worry about it. Have at it. Have at it. Torno with a 2. See also our offer for toilet paper for only a small additional license fee. Bro, we're licensing toilet paper now? That's crazy. Stop that. That's kind of scary, actually. All right, we caught up on all the supers, guys. Thank you so much. I'm pausing TTS again. Let us talk about, you know what? I got you a good one. Let's react to the video. Well, actually, no. Let me not do that. Let me save that. I was gonna react to the background NPCs video, but let me save that. Let us do the story with the what's his name? Thomas Mahler. Let's do the Thomas Mahler story because I find it to be very, very interesting. So, okay, let's go over Thomas Mahler's statement. I believe that's his name. The Ori director, who is bringing up an interesting conversation regarding Game Pass. And I want to talk about this because Game Pass is something that I've heavily criticized in the past. And I've had a bunch of like Xbox super fans, whatever you want to call them, tried to tell me how I'm wrong. Game Pass is super profitable. Game Pass is like making all this money and all this shit. And every time they leave those comments, I always just end up finding out more information about how that's not true. And Game Pass was actually struggling quite a bit, especially when they added Call of Duty to the mix. Once they did that, I mean, they were royally screwed. But, you know, obviously they tried to back out from that, take take Call of Duty out of Game Pass and lower the price of Game Pass back to the price that it was, but just slightly higher. Regardless, we all know how it ended up, okay? But he says that Game Pass could have worked if Xbox didn't slop out mediocre content like a factory. Now, I know that's going to piss off a lot of super Xbox fans, okay? I know that. That's him saying it, not me. But I got to be honest with you, I kind of agree. I kind of agree to an extent. So the Moon Studio CEO argues Microsoft has not delivered enough hit games. Now, I agree with this in the sense that I think it's pretty safe to say that Xbox, at least from when Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond were involved, their goal was to make Xbox into like this huge publisher, to make Xbox into this like software-focused, huge publisher style thing where they're going to be everywhere. They're going to be on every platform. Their video games are going to be available everywhere. It wasn't so much about their hardware. It wasn't so much about their own personal platform. It was more so about the games and being able to put them everywhere so that more people could buy the games, more people could play the games, and more people will be known as fans of Xbox video games instead of fans of Xbox hardware. At least that's how it seems anyway, right? And come to find out with Asha Sharma and what she's doing, I think it's safe to say that that's true because she's trying to do the opposite now. She's trying to bring people back to the hardware, bring people back to the platform, and give them a reason to be an Xbox fan again. But with all that being said, I do agree. I think that it's crazy because if you look at Xbox and you look at Game Pass, one of the things that I've been saying about Game Pass is that while it isn't a good service when it was cheaper, and it gave people the ability to be able to try all these games for a fairly low price, a lot of people use it as a rental service, number one. And number two, what it really was is that it's a machine that constantly has to be fed. And that's really the problem with Xbox Game Pass. Game Pass became this massive machine that constantly had to be fed to the point where it became more about the quantity and not about the quality. So they started focusing. That's why they bought up all these studios. Like Microsoft was buying up studios left and right. That's why they did the whole Activision Blizzard deal. They were buying up studios left and right so that they can utilize all these studios to keep putting out these video games over and over and over and over again to keep feeding the machine. They had to keep feeding the machine that was Game Pass. And eventually what happens is you focus so much on quantity that your quality completely tanks. And I think that's what ended up happening here. The only video games that really hit it big, you know, outside of a couple of extreme cases like Expedition 33, for example. But a lot of the video games that hit it big, they were also on Game Pass, were video games that had legacy on other platforms. You know, like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, for example. Remember when Oblivion Remake came out and the game got shadow dropped? That thing exploded on Steam. It exploded on Steam. And I'm sure it did very well on Game Pass too. But it exploded on Steam, right? A lot of these legacy video games that were day one on Game Pass still did very well on their own. But all the other video games that didn't have legacy behind them, they were either from brand new IPs, brand new studios, or whatever, that were just feeding the Game Pass machine, like South of Midnight, for example. It wasn't a thing that was going to be sustainable. It's just not possible because these games are not making money. And the problem is, it's not like they're spending, 10 million, 15 million, 5 billion on these video games. Some of these video games were being spent 60, 70, $100 million, and they were having retail performance in the tens of thousands of copies. That is just unacceptable. There's no way that you can subsidize a for all intents and purposes, failing service. You can't subsidize Game Pass as it's losing money with products that are losing money. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to subsidize Game Pass, you need to subsidize it with products that are making money outside of Game Pass, but they just happen to be on Game Pass. And the majority of video games that are on Game Pass were not under that definition. They were not making money outside of Game Pass. So unfortunately, you're subsidizing a failure with another failure, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Game Pass as a whole was a really good idea. It was. However, the moment they did day one games, that's where I feel like they fucked up. And as I've said many times, once you open Pandora's box, you end up creating a situation where it's very hard to go back. Once you offer day one video games and you make it your entire identity and you make it something that's going to keep you differentiated from your competition, once you make that your thing, it's almost impossible to revert that. It really is. And I think Asha Sharma is going to try. I do. I think that she's not going to put games like Elder Scrolls 6, for example, on day one Game Pass. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, the only reason why I can see her doing it is because Elder Scrolls is going to sell no matter what outside of Game Pass. So she might not view it as like a threat to the sales of Elder Scrolls. But I think she's going to slowly but surely try to take away certain video games from day one Game Pass. I think anyway. And you know, I feel like that would be the smart thing to do with certain titles. But then when you start doing that, you're going to piss off all the people that got used to getting these games day one on Game Pass. And they're going to think to themselves, well, what's the point? That's the problem. Once you offer a service and you take it away, then you're going to have people say, what's the point? Nobody's saying that with PlayStation because PlayStation never offered that. PlayStation never offered day one video games, right? So they don't ever have to worry about somebody saying, well, what's the point of subscribing if I don't get day one games? They never did it. So the problem is Xbox has done it already. So how do you go back? Right? That's why I wanted to bring this up, because I find this to be a very interesting conversation. But let's see what he's got to say. So Game Pass has come under focus again this week after news broke that Microsoft is allegedly planning significant cuts across its gaming business, which we already know. Game Pass last known subscriber figure was 34 million, which, by the way, like we've said on SNH, in case you guys are not aware, their latest number was 34 million. It's probably lower. And here's the thing. Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer especially, they thought that Game Pass was going to reach 100 million. 100 million. 100 million subscribers. That's what they thought they were going to reach. That was the goal. That was always the goal. They didn't even get halfway. They only got 1/3. 1/3 of the way. But they thought it was going to reach 100 million. Crazy. Anyway, so the last number was 34 million, published in February 2024. Growth is understood to have slowed in recent years. Xbox recently confirmed that a price rise introduced last year shed millions of subscribers in a few months. I'm actually proud of people. I'm proud of all the people that unsubscribed from Game Pass when they raised it to $29.99 or whatever it was. I'm actually proud of them, because usually what ends up happening is not enough people unsubscribe. So then the increased dollar amount from the people that stayed around offset the amount of people that unsubscribe. But if they lost millions of subs, that's great. I'm proud of the people that did that. Moon Studio CEO Thomas Mahler, who directed both Ori games, wrote on X that he believed Game Pass hasn't been more successful because Xbox did not produce enough hits. Mahler was responding to a post from 3D Realms founder George Broussard, in which he questioned whether Microsoft overbought studios in an attempt to feed its Game Pass ambitions. The Game Pass strategy could have worked if people would have shown up for it, Mahler wrote. The problem is they didn't, and the software catalog was just nowhere near good enough to make people happily pay the subscription every month. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's the same thing as with streaming in the film business. I'll happily pay my HBO sub because HBO has amazing content that I want to watch. I'd keep that sub just to binge The Sopranos, The Wire, Game of Thrones, etc. Yeah, that's really what it is. But again, the problem is that you have to find a balance, right? You have to find a balance. There's no way that every single one of your video games that you put out are going to be a banger, because these studios are constantly trying to fill in the gaps with video games that hit like very niche markets. But the issue is that you can make these games, but the money you're spending on these games is just unacceptable. It just is. Like, at what point do we say that South of Midnight should not have cost $100 million estimated? At what point can we be honest with ourselves and say that? I can understand there's a lot of like hardcore Xbox super fans out there, but even as a super fan, you gotta admit at some point, like, bro, $100 million for a game like South of Midnight. Clearly, there must be something wrong there, right? Like we cannot sit here and say that that's normal. Like that's not fucking normal. There's no way that that's normal, right? But again, the problem is that we have studios that are surrounded by nonstop toxic positivity. It's all like nobody has a bad idea. Everybody talks about each other like they're a genius. They're all geniuses. Everybody's amazing. You never have any real critique, because critique is considered to be harassment now. So if you critique someone or you critique a business or their decisions, now you're harassing them. That is the mindset that has plagued this industry, to the point where there is no way that it's going to improve until that mindset is eradicated. Until people are able to actually take criticism and handle it in a proper way, There's no way that you're going to be able to improve. And you'll have some of the people that say, well, no, we like criticism. We just don't like getting attacked. You view everything as an attack. I have seen developers take actual criticism and shit on it. Completely shit on it. And claim that it's harassment. It's ridiculous. It really is. Anyway, it's the same as with streaming and all that nonsense we already know. But with the games, new for some reason is very, very important to players. And if your new content doesn't even remotely match the quality of the old content, you got a problem. He also added he believes Microsoft needed his studios to deliver more hits that a broad audience would want to play. But what was the big Xbox game in recent years that was just delightfully good? That game doesn't exist. Yeah, I agree. It looks like they're trying to rectify that, but I agree. As of right now, I mean, like, how many video games can you say were specifically Xbox, Xbox branded video games that were like super bangers compared to all the other nonsense they released? Even if they released a few bangers, they still had all this other nonsense that was flooding them and their Game Pass. Almost every single first-party studio in recent years has been floundering. You'd want Bethesda to create a Skyrim in space that ought to be better than Skyrim was, because that was an old game. But we got Starfield instead. Damn. That hurts because that's true. That's rough. And that's the crux of the issue. You need the Xbox folks to and you know what's sad about that too? Starfield still sold well. Now, granted, it's not going to have the long legs that, let's say, Skyrim had or Oblivion had, but the initial sales were pretty decent until people got the word of mouth that the game is just not that great for most people, Anyway, and that's the crux of the issue. You need the Xbox folks to deeply, fundamentally understand gamers and what they want. They need to understand what's a good game and what's a mediocre game. Okay, so I get this and I agree, obviously. But guys, I'm so tired of this narrative. And I hear a lot of people say this, and it's not true. It is not fucking true, okay? I just refuse to believe this because Kathleen Kennedy proved to me that it's not true. What am I talking about? I am tired of the narrative that companies like Xbox and PlayStation or whatever, right? All these major studios that are supposedly not understanding what gamers want. I am tired of the narrative of taking away the responsibility from them and saying that they're just either too stupid or they don't understand what gamers want. I'm tired of that narrative. That narrative is not true. The truth is that they know exactly what you want. They just don't want to fucking give it to you. That's the truth. That's what it is. And that's what, like, people tend to take, like, they take it away, like, the blame away from, like, no, they know exactly what you want. These people pay other people hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to study analytics. You got people in these companies that study analytics all day, every day, and they know exactly what it is that you fucking want. They know exactly what it is that will hit the mass market. They know exactly what it is that most regular gamers are going to be at least remotely interested in. They decide to take that information and say, okay, we're going to do the opposite because we feel like we already have these people as players. So we're going to give them stuff that they don't necessarily want in the hopes that they start opening up their, expanding their horizons or whatever. But they know exactly what the fuck you guys want. They know exactly what it is that I fucking want. All right, they know exactly what it is that every normal gamer wants. They just choose to do the opposite. So that's why, like, I'm so tired of people taking away the blame from them because that's just not fucking true. That's not true. These guys are not stupid. They're not stupid. They might be ideologically captured. They might be like, fucking political psychopaths, whatever. They might be all that stuff. But the one thing they're not is stupid. They're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. And they have the information right in front of them. They pay for the information, and then they pay people to study the information. And they have these reports given to them every fucking week. Every week they're getting reports about what people are talking about. What is trending? What are people interested in? What's the latest survey? What's this? What's that? They have everything. And they choose to do the opposite of whatever we tell them we want. Honestly, at this point, they do the opposite so much that I kind of want to tell them, hey, we want more trans video games. Because shit, if we tell them we want trans video games, then all of a sudden we might get some fucking base shit. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyway, the point is, the point is, stop taking away blame from them because they absolutely know what's going on. And a lot of these higher ups, right? A lot of these higher ups at these studios, you know they're on social media all day, every day, right? They're on social media all day, every day. They know exactly what the conversations are. A lot of them are gag ordered, so they don't really respond or say anything, but they see it. They see it. They see the conversations. They know exactly what's going on, which is why in a lot of these interviews, what do? They always address whatever the most basic version of the arguments are online. They always address it in a form of an interview asking a question, like an interviewer asking a question. So they'll preload the questions from the interviewer, and the interviewer will ask them the softball version of whatever the argument it is online, right? So I'll give you an example. If they say, if somebody criticizes the way, like, like a female character looks, right? Let's just say Lara Croft. Like, if you criticize the way Lara Croft looks, you'll have an interviewer that will load up a question saying, hey, so there's a lot of discussion online right now about the way Lara Croft looks, about Lara Croft's design. What was your mindset going into the design and creating this iconic character? What was your mindset? They will do something like that in order to kind of respond to the criticism, but then really not actually want to address the question head on. This is why, like, they need the shills, so that the shills can then do softball versions of whatever the real questions are, you know? So anyway, that's basically it, boys. And like I said, Thomas Mahler, I mean, I like his tweets a lot because they really kind of go into the business side of things, and it's really interesting. Mahler said, this is really going to piss people off. Mahler said that Game Pass had become a little like communism because it had not given developers a strong incentive to roll up their sleeves and go the extra mile. Holy shit, he compared it to communism, bro. What world do we live in? That's wild. But anyway, shout out to Thomas Mahler. Pretty good overall conversation, man. I appreciate it. All right, let me resume TTS. We had a banger come in, bro. Hold on. Let me resume TTS. Give me 1 second.
To put it in for TK terms, Game Pass is the emperor on the golden throne, and slop games are the psychers and the black ships keeping him fed.
That's actually pretty accurate.
These game devs are hiring out of touch DI weirdos to write games for normal people. I want to meet the investors who are dumb enough to waste money on these projects.
Mark a reality with a $50 banger, bro. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. So there's a lot, you know, in my opinion, there's a lot that goes into that, right?
That's why they're trying to stop Stellar Blade Bloodrain. If it succeeds, it destroys their narrative.
That's true. Matthew Fritz, thank you for the 10. We're actually going to go over that in a second. Back to Market Reality. So the thing is, like, yeah, they do hire these people, of course, right? They hire certain people that are very interesting, let's just say. And unfortunately, like I've said all the time, and I'll keep saying it, number one problem in gaming, number one problem in entertainment, number one problem in movies, TV shows, video games, number one problem, numero uno, is bad writing. It's bad writers. That's just what it is. It's bad writers. I swear to God, bro, look at any problem we've ever had in video games, movies, and TV shows, and it could almost always go to bad writers. Because the problem is the writing team is what every other team
at Magni32 celebrates 4 months of membership. You should look up Crimson Moon.
Crimson
I
Moon.
found it, and it's supposed to be a cross of Monster Hunter with Souls-inspired combat.
All right, I'll check it out, Magdi. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Bad writers are truthfully, in my opinion, the number one problem that is plaguing everything that we consume. Because I think that it has to do a little bit with the mindset of which they are taught now. I think it has to do with the fact that a lot of writers are people, these days anyway, maybe not back in the day, or maybe they were back in the day. Maybe they handled it better. I don't really know. But like the narcissism is through the roof. The narcissism is through the fucking roof when it comes to these theater children, right? Where they just think that everything that came before them is essentially something that's problematic and that could be made better by their greatness. Okay? When we talk about people that were writing on Rings of Power, and we talk about people that have 1 or 2 years of writing experience having the audacity to say something along the lines of, we are going to write the book that Tolkien could never write or never wrote. When you have that level of fucking narcissism plaguing your industry, whatever that industry may be, it's everywhere. That narcissism is everywhere. So the disrespect that they have for what came before them will never allow them to grow into someone better than what came before them. That's really the problem. They rather co-opt what's already been made by greater writers and greater minds. They rather co-opt that and pretend like they did it better. That's really what it is. You know, they will look at stuff like Lord of the Rings. They will look at stuff like, honestly, anything that's been made a long time ago with much better writing. They'll just take it over, and they'll be like, yeah, we did it better. We did it for a modern audience. Yeah, who the fuck is the modern audience? What exactly did you do? What did you do? You know, it's crazy. So that level of narcissism, I think, is really what plagues us, and unfortunately, it leads to writing that is super shallow. I don't even think that they are trained in the same manner, or just honestly have like the natural God-given talent. I think that's also what it is. I think that a lot of people choose that path more than back in the day. And a lot of people that chose that path back in the day were because they had the skill to be able to do it. Now it's just like, it's a feel-good thing. So there's more people that do it. It's like the easiest thing, I guess. I don't know. There was an insider who went to a film school and said that they taught him the hero's journey just to know how to deconstruct it, to break it. Yeah. Most of them view the hero's journey, something so simple in writing, as a problem. It's all problematic. It's all problematic to them, you know? So it sucks, man. It really does, because like I said before, everything is based around the writing, right? So the way the characters are designed, the way that the characters act, the way that they speak, everything is designed around the writing, right? Everything's designed around that and what the idea of the overall show and the idea of the overall characters are. So when you have that situation and the character is written insufferably, you're going to end up with an insufferable character. And you could blame whatever you want. You could give the color black skin to try to blame racism. You could do whatever you want. It doesn't change the fact that you wrote that character like a piece of shit. I'm looking at you, Forspoken. You wrote that character like a piece of shit. People hated Forspoken because the main character was insufferable. Literally insufferable. That's the reason why people hated it. Not because she was black, but because she talked like a Gen Z fucking Marvel writer. Every writer wants to be a Marvel writer. That's the sad thing. Every writer these days wants to be a Marvel writer. You know? I'll give you another example. This is actually this one's recent, and then we're going to get into the Stellar Blade topic. This is recent, okay? Right now, I'm playing a video game. I'm reviewing a video game on Hypnotic Gaming Live called Crystal Theater of Idols. Okay, this video. You know what? I'm gonna bring it up because you're not gonna understand until I bring it up. Let me bring it up so that you guys have an idea of like what the fuck I mean. It's so bad. It really, like, the game itself is really good. Well, fairly good. I wouldn't say really good, but there is one part of it that is just it's unbearable. It's unbearable.
And another example, like Kathleen Kennedy said, what was your think about this story? Remember that interview they sound like he was already passed away, my god.
Yes. Kathleen Kennedy openly admitted that they know that most of their audience is male, but they chose to do the opposite anyway. You know? Thank you, Adair Soto, for the 10. I appreciate it. So I'm reviewing a video game called Crystal Theater of Idols, okay? So this game has fantastic atmosphere, right? It really does. Fantastic atmosphere, super dark, right? Bloody, gory. Like, I love it. It's great. Like, it does have really good things going for it. A really dark Spanish setting, Spaniard setting, right? It's really dark. So it creates this thing where it's like you're constantly supposed to be on edge. Like, that's the whole idea. Are we at tier 2? People keep spamming. Ooh, I don't know if I saw that. You're supposed to be on edge, right? That's the whole point of the fucking game. This is the problem with this game, okay? The writing decimated this character called I think it's what is it? Mediodia? Mediodia. Yeah, Mediodia. So we hit tier 2. Okay, I'll put ears on in a second. So Mediodia, this female character, okay, every other character talks super serious, dark tone, you know, it fits the world that you're in, right? It fits the world that you're in. This fucking bitch, bro, who talks to you on the radio and who you meet later on, this bitch belongs in a Marvel movie, okay? The way that they wrote her, the way that she belongs in a Marvel movie. And this is why I say writing is the worst thing that plagues our fucking industry and many industries. Let me show you what I mean.
Same old song. Fine, fine. Rio Seco's just a short stroll away. Follow the canal. It'll take you straight to the cathedral. Piece of cake. But seriously, Gabe, you should swing by the hideout first.
I said do not call me that. Never mind. Thanks for the help.
Ni idea. Ese sitio es enorme. Solo espero no haberme equivocado.
I even did it in Spanish. And it's just as bad.
¿Cómo? Creía que sabías dónde se escondía.
Man, she's annoying even in Spanish.
Bueno, saber lo que se dice saber fue más bien una corazonada.
¿Me estás diciendo que he venido?
She goes from sounding like a Gen Z fucking Marvel writer to abuela that won't shut the fuck up. That's what it goes to. It's actually insane, the drastic difference. Hold on, I got another one. Let me see if I can find. Is this it? There was one really good example. I don't know if it was the first. When do you meet her? Is it the first game you meet her or the second one? Right here. You guys ready for this? Cringe suits on.
Man
Cringe.
Forspoken killed any chances of the isekai genre from leaving the realm of light novel games.
True, Speedy Cake. True. Check this out.
Sleeping Beauty's finally awake.
Oh, this bitch is
Mediodía.
so annoying.
You knew the seal was beyond repair and said nothing?
Cool your jets.
She got those red eyes.
I did warn you not to go in, but no, Mr. It's My Business didn't listen to me. And now, here we are. My boys risked their buttocks saving yours. Some of them didn't even make it back. But hey, who's counting, right?
I am sorry about your men.
Look, we're fans of the sun too. A sorta secret club, you know? Wardens of some ancient evil that's been chained up on this island for ages. Well, until some idiots screwed it up. Ugh, bravo! Round of applause.
So, you know, all right. I end up at that point. I end up like raging. I end up raging at that point. But you get the idea. You get the idea. So it's like she's so fucking different from every other character. It's insufferable. It really is insufferable. So, but the reason she's like that is because they wrote her like that. They wanted her to be like that. That is why she's so insufferable, and I can't stand it. I really can't. I'm sorry. I can't stand it. Anyway, so they got to stop that shit. All right, tier 2, man. Tier 2, let's go. Then we're getting into the topics. I'm getting pretty decent at timing that shit. Thank you guys so much, man. We are, just so you guys are aware, today marks what, 5? What is it? 5? I'm sorry, 682. We're at 682 tier 1s in a row.
Holy shit.
And we're also at 357 tier 2s in a row. That's crazy.
Holy shit.
We are nearing the big 700. We're gonna hit 700 tier 1s in a row. That's fucking like mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, guys. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate it. Boys, let's get into the I'm gonna have to take the ears off probably soon. Because I wanted to do the Stellar Blade segment without the ears on. But it's fine. We'll get into it. Guys, let's go over the Let's go over the reset era nonsense. Let's go over the reset era nonsense, and then we'll get into the background NPC video. How's that sound? I think that sounds good. That's what we're going to do, boys. That's what we're going to do. All right, let me pause CTS real quick. Thank you guys so much. And over on Rumble, I just want to check over on Rumble real quick. We're good over on Rumble. Thank you guys. And again, shout out to Market Reality. $50 banger. Insane, bro. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right, I'm taking the ears off for this really fast, just for this segment. Guys, we got to talk about Stellar Blade Bloodrain. Okay? We got to talk about Stellar Blade Bloodrain again because some nonsense is going on. And it's one of those things that we all kind of saw coming, to be fair. And it's just, again, I've said this many times, and I'll just say it again. The internet is pretty predictable. You can kind of see things coming from a mile away. It doesn't mean that it's not disappointing, but ultimately, it's very predictable. So what is going on? All right, so we already know that Stellar Blade Bloodrain has been getting attacked by all kinds of people online because they want to try to pretend like this Asian woman, this South Korean woman, is a literal child. They are, you know, projecting heavily with their, I guess, portrayal of Eevee, or whatever the case would be. And they're trying to essentially destroy the game. That's really what it is. They tried the same exact thing with the first game, which is what I've said many times, but I'll say it again. They've tried this strategy with the first game. Didn't quite work, right? Completely failed on all aspects regarding Stellar Blade to try to destroy that game. And ironically, they kept trying to do it even after it released on PlayStation, and it was semi-successful on PlayStation, but then it ends up releasing on PC, and then their entire narrative is gone. Like, at that point, it's like the game did gangbusters numbers at that point. So they tried to destroy Eve, didn't work, and now they're trying to go even further with Stellar Blade Bloodrain. So what are they trying to do? Well, it's come to my attention that there are certain people over on Reset Era, which, to be fair to Reset Era, to my knowledge, they've been banned, right? They've been treated as trolls, but the problem is, even though they could be trolls, it doesn't mean that they didn't actually do it, right? Just because they can be trolls doesn't mean that other people won't look at it and agree and say, oh, yeah, that's something I want to support. That's something I want to do. But apparently, they're so desperate over at Reset Era that they want to project about Eevee so bad that they actually ended up reporting Stellar Blade Bloodrain to the payment processors. They literally pulled a Collective Shout. And if you guys don't remember who Collective Shout is, they're the Australian group that ended up getting the video game No Mercy taken down from Steam because a couple of Karens got really, really offended by essentially BDSM fantasies. That's basically what it is. They got really, really offended by it. So they wanted to take it down, and they wanted to do the whole female empowerment thing. And as expected, and exactly what ended up happening, I said that it's not going to stop at No Mercy. It never is, right? It doesn't really matter if you take down, you know, one video game or whatever. It's never just going to be one video game. They're always going to keep going until they're essentially told to stop. And that's basically what happened, because when No Mercy got taken down, it wasn't just No Mercy. You got a bunch of video games taken down after that. And not only that, Steam ended up changing their rules. Everybody wanted to change their fucking terms of service now. It was insane. It was like the domino effect was felt all throughout the industry, especially over on PC, where it is usually pretty damn open and free. Now, it wasn't just Gooner games they got attacked either, and that was my biggest concern, because again, for me, like, I don't play the Gooner games. I don't care about the Gooner games like that, but I do think that they have a right to exist as long as they don't have anything illegal in them, obviously, like real illegal content, like they're not trying to sneak in some fucking videos of you-know-what in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it gets ridiculous, but if it's literally like not illegal content, I don't understand why people are going crazy over something that they don't have to partake in. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. They don't just stop at that. They don't just stop at the Gooner games. They end up going for, and I predicted this, and I know a lot of people did too. They go after the horror games like that. They usually, it goes Gooner to horror games to violent video games, because those are the easiest targets with the nonsense that we see, right? It's the easiest targets. They go after the horror video games because usually those video games have gore or something along those lines. It's like extreme, depending on the game. And then they go after violent video games. Like, they'll go after your Grand Theft Autos. They'll go after your, your Gears of War, all that stuff. Now, the funny thing is, they actually did successfully, in Australia anyway, get Grand Theft Auto banned from certain retail stores. That was Collective Shout, by the way. So there really is no limits. Like, at this point, they'll just go after whatever they want to go after, right? Now, after all this is said and done, they never went this far with Stellar Blade. They did try to call Eve childlike. They did try to call her unrealistic. They did try to call the CEO that is heading up Shiftblade somebody who's never seen a real woman before, even though his wife is super hot and she helped design Eve as well. By the way, I can't show it on YouTube, but if you look up some of the other characters she's designed, holy shit, boys, okay? Like, we are talking like damn near Gooner level, okay? So she clearly helped design Eve, and every single one of them failed. No matter what they tried to do, they all failed, all right? But now, because they failed on that aspect, now they are going the one step further. They're going the one step further. They are doubling down and tripling down on the PDF allegations. That's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to call you essentially a PDF or pedo for essentially playing this game. Now, when that didn't work, because naturally it never does, because unfortunately on the internet, these people want to misuse certain words, and that unfortunately makes these words not mean much. And the one word that should never fucking lose its meaning is basically pedo, but unfortunately, the internet wants to run the word into the ground like they do every other word, and they completely devalue it. But anyway, so they, since that didn't work, now what they're trying to do is they're trying to report to payment processors like Visa and like MasterCard. And they're even referencing Collective Shout as their strategy guide to essentially doing this, right? They view the fact that Collective Shout got No Mercy taken down, that now they're trying to get this video game taken down with the same strategy. So Pirate Nation is the reason why I know about this. He ended up posting about this, and then I ended up looking into it. He said some Stellar Blade fans have spotted that some users on Reset Era and other groups are reporting the game to payment companies like Visa and MasterCard. Do you understand, again, like the domino effect that will happen if a video game like Stellar Blade ends up getting banned by payment processors? You could essentially kiss all your other action video games goodbye. If you think Stellar Blade is problematic to the point where you want to report it to payment processors, you're out of your fucking mind, number one. And number two, this is not going to be, that's not going to be the end. The truth is that a lot of these people probably don't play video games, so they have no problem sacrificing video games on the altar of their ideology, whatever that ideology may be. They have no problems doing it as long as it furthers their cause. At least that's how it seems with the Reset Era people. So they want to boycott the game, especially after and again, you could boycott the game. You could boycott the game, bro. Go ahead. Boycott the game. Don't play it. It's fine. Happens all the time. There are people that boycott other video games too all the time. It's fine. It's not a problem. Although, ironically, the last video game that I remember Reset Era being so angry at that they wanted to boycott it was Hogwarts Legacy. And last I checked, didn't Hogwarts Legacy announce recently that they surpassed 40 million copies sold? Yeah, I don't really think that's working out too well. But I mean, regardless, it is what it is. So they want to boycott the game, especially after Shift Up will reveal more outfits and content for the game that they think the protagonist is too young. You know, it is so ironic to me, the levels of projection, right? So the Shift Up CEO said that they're going to make more appealing outfits for Eevee when in comparison to the first video game, right? So then you have people like this that are running with that narrative, and they're saying more appealing. More appealing. Oh, is she going to be naked? Brother, do you know what appealing means? It just means more appealing. They didn't say more sexual. They didn't say more goonery. They didn't say more slutty. All they said was more appealing. That's all they said. But of course, because these people are projecting, because what it really is they don't want to admit that Eevee attracted them. They don't want to admit that Eevee attracted them. So in order to like self-deflect because of reasons or whatever, and they're scared or something like that, they just like, they go crazy. They throw it all away, and they're like, yeah, no, this is pedo bait or something like that. You know, it really is stupid. Anyway, they started by banning discussion of the game altogether, which I did see that, and now users there are claiming to be reporting it regularly. Okay, so here's the picture by this person, truck driver. I reported this game to Visa and MasterCard, so hopefully major retailers and digital storefronts won't be allowed to sell it. Like, bro, are we seriously at the point where we are now Karens on the internet? Are we Karens on the internet, bro? Is this what we're doing? You have grown ass fucking men acting like Karens on the internet? You are out here like, I want to see your manager kind of energy? What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, again, I'm off. If you don't want to play the game, that's perfectly fine. I understand that. I'll never tell you what to play and not to play. I can only play video games and let you decide after you watch my gameplay whether you want to play the game or not. That's your choice. You're a grown-ass person. That's your choice. But, bro, you're out here literally trying to get a video game taken down because you think this character's a kid. Even though, number one, it's not real. And number two, this developer literally told you that it's based on a low 20-year-old age South Korean woman. Like, it's an adult female. Right? We've already went in the conversations about Asian people, skincare routines, naturally aging slower, all that stuff. Like, anybody with a brain knows that all that stuff is true, but people out there don't want to admit that to be true. And this is why I always say this only happens with the fucking Asian games. This only happens with the Asian games. Why? Because the Eastern video games have different beauty standards than the Western video games. They have completely different beauty standards. Their characters are not going to be made to look ugly, no matter what, unless they usually have some sort of comedic effect or they're old or something along those lines, then maybe. But if the character's any sort of like 20s, 30s, or whatever, they're absolutely going to be made to be pretty much bombshells or like fairly decent looking, right? The beauty standards are completely different, and they're always going to be based off how people look in their area. So unfortunately, to keep it real, in the West, bro, we do not age in the same manner. We just don't. We just don't. Asian people, they have a hack. I don't know what it is. They're cheating at life. I really don't know what to tell you, but they don't age in the same manner. All you got to do is look at K-pop bands and everything under the sun. They are not the same. So when they design their characters, they're not going to design them with the mindset of the Western beauty standards. They're not going to do that. And they're damn sure not going to design them with the ideology of Western standards. They're not going to do that. I really am sick. And I know this happens a lot. It is what it is. There's nothing I could do about it. But I really am sick of people here in the West that want to go somewhere else. Whether it could be, it could be Asia. It really doesn't matter. They just go to another country and they want everybody to basically do exactly as they do. I don't understand that. It really is one of the most disrespectful and annoying things. It's like the equivalent of going to somebody's house and trying to tell them what rules that they're going to abide by. It's like, bro, you're in someone else's house. Respect their house. The way that they do things in their house is not going to be the way that you do things. But for some reason, we have this in our, this is in our culture to go tell other people that they got to do things the way that we want them to do. It's really crazy. But anyway, that's besides the point. So we got some other stuff too. Look at this. This person, Maximus PS Gaming. We stand with Collective Shout. Reset era in the battle against the objectification and sexualization of women and girls in video games. That content has no place in gaming. The people defending these games, wanting them to remain on Steam, are misogynists. Wow. And wow. Wow. That's all I'm going to say is, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Most likely this is a fake account, right? Let's be real. Most likely this is a fake account. See, the problem is, a lot of these conversations are pushed by people that are some of the fakest people you'll ever meet in your life. There's some of the fakest, they're not real accounts most of the time. They're just putting this nonsense out there because they just want to bait. For the love of the game, they want to bait it, right? And then they ended up posting this. Let me show you this screenshot right here. This was taken during the whole Collective Shout nonsense, where they kind of describe Collective Shout's campaign. And it says, Collective Shout's campaign led payment processors Visa and MasterCard to pressure Steam into removing adult games depicting sexual violence against women, highlighting ethical concerns over glorifying abuse. This shift enforces stricter content policies aiming to protect women from harmful media while sparking debate on censorship and platform responsibility. I'm curious on how you need protection from harmful media that you would never see unless you consume it. How exactly do you need protection from that again? How exactly did that come across your viewership? How did that come across your viewership? Because anybody with a brain knows that the NSFW filter is turned on by default on Steam, and the only way that you're going to see adult video games is if you turn it off. So how exactly did you or do you need protection from something that you need to willingly participate in? How exactly is that how is that a thing? But apparently it's harmful media that they need protection from. And another thing, too, is that they like to pretend like they pressured Steam into removing adult games. Yeah, you did. But guess what? Let's say those, 50 adult games that you got removed. You know how many adult video games were made every day since you guys stopped? There are hundreds, bro. All right. I think that Leon has been gifted more adult video games in the last 3 SNHs than Collective Shout has taken down in their history. Okay? Seriously, right? So, what exactly are you doing here? Pretty much nothing. But anyway, we got another comment here, Emerald Apple. The person who suggested reporting it was banned. So, just to be fair, in my assessment, I just want you guys to know this information because I don't want to go through this segment without you knowing it. But the guy was banned, okay? The guy, drunk truck driver, whatever, he was banned, and they did give pushback to it. So I want to be fair. I don't want to pretend like all of Reset Era was trying to, join in on the cause, because that wasn't the case, okay? This person said, are we dead ass right now? Seriously, you want to run to payment handlers to censor a studio? I get that everyone here doesn't like her design. That's obviously fine. Which, again, that's fine. If you don't like her design, perfectly fine. You're allowed to have that. You're allowed to have that thought. There's nothing wrong with having that thought. Everybody's allowed to say they like or dislike something. That's okay. That's fine. But running to payment handlers to try to censor the game is a cheap move. If you do it to one game, you have to do it to every game that breaks their TOS. So go report GTA 6 as well. Oh, they're never going to do that because that's the normie. That's the normie game. You can't shit on GTA. That's the normie game, right? They all love their GTA. They'll come up with all kinds of excuses to play games like GTA. Go report Cyberpunk or The Witcher. Yes, the character design is divisive. To me, she just looks like a 20-year-old Asian girl, but I understand why others think she looks younger. But come on, reporting them to a payment handler is just ridiculous. I just lurk like most places. I'm not going to argue or bad faith over here. You give me a solid explanation why this game in particular, not every gacha game, porn game on Steam, or anything else needs to be reported to Visa and MasterCard, and I'll take it. But to me, this just looks like a shitty move, and we'd be livid if it had been done to other games by Twitter freaks because they didn't agree with it. Mixtape is a recent example I could think of. Exactly. So imagine if somebody were to target a game like Mixtape, which had actual canonically underage characters tongue fucking each other, and then you actually have to participate in the tongue fucking, right? You have to actually watch it go down, and you have to press the buttons to get the tongues to just fuck around with each other. Imagine if that video game was being reported by the supposed chuds to Visa and MasterCard for underage sexualization. Imagine that. Imagine how people would be losing their minds. They would be like, oh my God, these fucking chuds, they're insufferable. They're this, they're that, whatever. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to do something like that. It's stupid. That's taking it a little bit too far, But of course, it's one of those things where it's just like, what's the deal here? What's the actual end game goal here? It just doesn't make any sense. So reporting it to payment processors is never the way to go. If you want to criticize the games, you're more than welcome to do that. That's perfectly fine. And nobody's going to love every single video game. That's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the way that they're going about it and essentially trying to act like the Karens of the internet is really insane. I really think it's insane. It's completely pointless. Nobody benefits from it. And it's only a matter of time before they come after your game. It's only a matter of time before they come after your genre. See, the problem is that people advocate for this stuff because they feel safe that it's never going to come for them. Usually, right? If they're actually a real gamer, then they usually feel safe that the games that they play will never be affected by any of these rules that they're advocating for. Most of them are probably not real gamers. They probably don't actually play video games, but the ones that do, they do so out of a feeling of safety that their games will never be affected. But I guarantee you that shit is going to swing right back in your direction. It happens all the time. It literally happened during the Collective Shout situation. It literally happened. So if you keep asking for it, eventually it's going to come swing around the other way. And I mean, again, that's essentially it. The only thing I have, let me see, is this just as a reminder, Reset Era essentially banning people for liking Eevee. People in the thread reporting the game to credit card companies, link in the comments. This is what they were doing beforehand. Really quick, just so you get an idea. Because again, I want to kind of talk about all sides of the story here. Yes, they were banning people that were saying to report the game, but they were also banning people that were saying that they liked the game. that they like the character, they like the way she looks and all that, and that people are crazy for feeling the way that they feel. This is the official staff communication for this particular forum. It says, looks like we need to lay down some discussion guidelines. Coming into a thread on how a sexualized character that was intentionally made to look younger and saying things like looks cool and can't wait will catch you a ban. So just saying that the game looks cool and that you can't wait will catch you a ban. That's amazing to me. And again, this is why English needs to be studied by people. And I feel like if you cannot pass the basic, like, just understanding of English, you really shouldn't have a place to speak very much. You can say that you made a character look intentionally younger, but that doesn't mean they made her look intentionally underage. Do we understand the difference here? Do we understand that? They're also, in reference for full context, saying that they made the character look intentionally younger when in comparison to Eve. Not just made to look younger for the fuck of it. They wanted her to look younger in comparison to Eve, the former female protagonist of the series. So again, I don't understand why this is where the mind goes immediately. Why does the mind go here immediately for these people? I will never understand. When I saw this character, I wanted to see the gameplay. I was more so curious, why were they replacing Eve? I still haven't gotten that answer. It's something that's probably going to come later down the line. But that's what I'm more concerned about. I don't understand why the first thing people thought, supposedly anyway, if you want to believe what they're saying, the first thing they thought was, wow, this character looks too fuckable. And she looks too young to be so fuckable. So are you projecting that you wanted to fuck her until you realized that she looked underage? Like, what's the deal here? Everybody else is thinking about how they want to use little fisticuffs to do the little duck and dive shit, the gameplay that they were showing, and how she's going to play into the story, and you were worried about her looking too fuckable. It's weird, right? I would almost guarantee that if you were to put this face of this character on a fat bitch, if you were to put the face of Evie, the head of Evie, on a massive fat bitch, I'm talking like 300 pounds. I'm talking like Horizon Hunter Gatherers. If you were to put that face on a fat bitch, we would not be talking about this. This would not even be a conversation. It really wouldn't. This would not be a conversation. None of this would be happening. It's because she's Asian, and it's because she's petite. That's the only two reasons why this conversation's happening. If she was Asian and fat, this would not be happening. If she was not Asian, but then had probably the same body, nobody would care. Nobody would care, most likely. It's because it's the two things that these people hate together. Asian and petite. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. They view it as unrealistic, even though hundreds of thousands of Asian women prove them wrong every day. They view it as unrealistic. They view it as whatever. They'll project whatever they want to project onto it because they either feel insecure or they feel like that's just an easy way to get clicks online. I don't know. I really don't know. Whatever it may be. But if it's Asian and petite, you're almost guaranteed to always have drama. You're almost guaranteed to always have drama. You know? So, what about the Wu-Chang girl or the DOA girl? How come no one's attacking? No, they did attack the Wu-Chang girl. They said she looked like a lifeless doll. Dull, boring. They did attack the Wu-Chang girl. It's just that Wu-Chang didn't have that level of, like, how do I put it? I guess that level of, like, excitement or looking forward to. Like, most people weren't really talking about Wu-Chang like that in comparison to Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was getting all the conversation. And that's because Stellar Blade with Eve, she had big titties, she had a big ass, you know, so she had all the stuff that these people hate. And on top of that, she's Asian. So there's that, you know? That's basically it. So anyway, crazy situation, what's happening with this game, obviously. And at this point, I think it's safe to say that it's all dumb. It's all dumb. None of this is going to affect the game whatsoever. If anything, all that's going to happen is more people are going to play this game. More people are going to buy the game more than ever. And it's just going to be another example of a failed boycott. And again, if you want to boycott the game, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Nobody has the right to tell you not to do that. You want to boycott the game? Go ahead. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's just for some reason when other people say, yeah, I'm not going to boycott the game, I want to play the game. For some reason, the ones that are trying to boycott is suddenly now want to have a problem with what you're saying. Like, you can't just let both sides rock. You can't just be like, hey, you want to boycott it? Great. I want to play it? Great. You just can't let it rock. It's got to be, nope, I'm right, you're wrong. And, you know, all the name calling. You're a pedo. You're this. You're the misogynist. You're whatever. Like, all the fucking name calling. It's so ridiculous, man. It really is. Anyway, that's basically it for the Reset Era story. Again, just to be fair, they were banning these people over on Reset Era. Just to be fair, they were banning them. But also, to be fair, they were also banning people who were excited for the game anyway. So you basically have a group of people that are hating on the game that are also banning people that are reporting the game to payment processors. They think that's going too far, but they're still hating the game anyway. So if you like the game, you're not welcome. Kind of a thing. Essentially, that's kind of how I see it going down anyway. All right, let's put the ears back on. Let me resume TTS, see if anything came through. And let me see.
They are calling us PDF files, but yet they're the ones calling her a child.
Yep.
I feel bad for Shift Up. All they do is to make a video game, but it constantly has to be attacked by insecure, miserable people in this culture war.
Isn't it weird that the people...
It will reach a point of banks getting attacked and choosing sides in a culture war.
Oh, God, I don't want
Visa / MasterCard would need to stop listening to these people or be a target for political retribution.
I do not want it to get to a point where you got banks choosing sides in culture wars. Fuck that, bro. I never wanted to get to that point. That'll be a literal fucking nightmare. That would be a literal nightmare. Like, I don't even want to get to that point. Shift Up asked for it this time though. How did they ask for it though? Like, how did they ask for it? Like, how did they ask for them to get reported to payment processors and stuff? Like, how do they ask for? Cause just so you're aware, Tiger King, if you're saying that they asked for it this time, so what happened last time? If they didn't ask for it last time, why did people do the same strategy? Why did people call them? Why did people call you PDFs if you wanted to play as Eve in Stellar Blade? You know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm just saying. Didn't Trump ban banks from doing cancel culture stuff? In a way, sort of, but it's all about reinforcement, you know. The bankers are on their side because leftism eventually leads to a totalitarian system. Yeah, I know. That happened last time. Yeah, you don't know that, Tiger King? You don't know that? Do you not remember the video where the I think it was like an Indian guy. He was like in NYC interviewing a bunch of people that were totally not picked beforehand. And all the girls, like the ugly ass girls, they were basically saying that Eve looks like a child. She has a childlike face and stuff. And then on social media too, people were calling people who wanted to play the game pedos. They tried it. They tried the same strategies, the same exact thing. They're doing it more. They're doing the whole like PDF thing more now because now it's a petite woman instead of a curvy woman. So now they feel justified in trying to do that because apparently adult petite women are all like underage children. I think it's fucking insane. I really do. I think it's insane to go to a woman who happens to not have much on her body and tell her she's a literal child. I think it's insane. I can't even like, I don't know. Not only that, it's like, it's weird that one side will call you a PDF for playing the game. Meanwhile, that same side are the only ones who are talking about fucking the character. Isn't that also weird? It's kind of odd, right? Or at least that's like the first thing that comes in their mind. I can understand people gooning to Eve. That's whatever. Like, people want to do that, let them do that. But at the end of the day, Stellar Blade is an action video game that people enjoy.
The last time many of these Western women weighed as much as Evie was in elementary school.
That's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked. Nick Havoc, thank you for the 5. That was funny. But yeah, I just look at that like, damn, man, like what the fuck? So that's what we're doing now. So we're telling a massive population of women that they're all children because it makes some people uncomfortable on the internet? Is that what we're doing? It's weird, bro. And I think it just comes down, like you guys said, to projection, pretty much. I think it comes down to projection. But what else is there to say other than let people do what they want to do? If that's what they want to project or be insecure about, then have at it. Okay, have at it. If they're out here criticizing people for wanting to play the game, then I think it's fair that they get criticized for what they're advocating for. But
they said they respect women or women rights, but what they're doing is taking the womans who have a petite body and discrimination them crazy, huh?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where it's wild that the people that are advocating and saying that they're doing this to protect women, and that they're trying to, like, I don't know, somehow be like the savior of gaming by doing this. It's weird. It's weird. It's like, clearly.
Wanna play Stellar Blade 2? PDF. Meanwhile, on Reset Era, ban people who are against PDFs.
I'll be real with you, Silver Bullet Lycan. Thank you for the 5. First off, second off, I don't know much about Reset Era. I don't use that website. I've only reported on it like 2 or 3 other times when something relevant happens. But otherwise, like, it's not my. That's just not my That's not my kind of website. So I really don't know much about it. I don't know like what goes down on it. Some people tell me it's like a super lefty website. But again, what does that even mean these days? I don't even know. So. It's jealousy, nothing more. I mean, again, I don't know. Hypno, you don't want to know about Reset Era. Trust me, would I lie to you? No, I mean, again, I rather not. I'm just telling you, it's one of the things where it's like, I only ever see Reset Era stuff on X, and it's usually when something like this happens. That's the only time I ever see it. Otherwise, I know nothing about this fucking website and what they advocate for. Because it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
#my. The only women who count to these people are women who tuck.
That's crazy.
The only women these PPA have seen are the ones with refined corn syrup in the veins and calcified plates of fat for muscles.
What are these super chats, bro? What are these super chats, bro?
From all this face discussion, when you could discuss his shit up doing extreme changes by switching out the character or changing up the gameplay.
Well, see, it's funny you say that. Jao, thank you for the 5. When I first saw the trailer, you could go back to my reaction at the showcase. When I first saw the trailer, that's all we talked about.
I'm giving back your fake chain.
Thank you.
Didn't know you were this down bad.
Thank you, Debo. Give my chain back. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 5. When I first reacted to that trailer, that's all I personally cared about. That's all we talked about. If you see my reaction to the trailer, my first reaction was like, where's Eve? God damn it. It was quiet. It was quiet without you. Tanya, why'd you bring him back? Why'd you bring him back, Tanya? Thank you for the 5. When I first saw it, I was like, where's Eve? That was my first reaction. I'm like, where's Eve? I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this moving on. Like, and again, I understand like how the first game ended and all that stuff, but I still don't know how I feel about it. But ultimately, my first reaction, like, where's Eve? And then looking at Evie and seeing her gameplay, I was like, oh, that's cool, because I love pugilist combat. Anytime I get the chance to play a pugilist style character, I always will. Right? So when I saw her as a pugilist, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. At least that's cool. That's interesting. But yeah, I was just like, what's going on? Like, I didn't give a fuck about how she looked. I did not care. I did not care whatsoever. I think Leon might have brought it up, and that was basically it. About her being smaller. But then saying how her being smaller might be interesting because she's doing pugilist combat, so she's getting, basically up close and personal with the enemies and shit like that. Then that's something different. But I just focused on the gameplay of it.
And they say they want to represent women, but they're doing the opposite of it. All they're doing is shaming their body and make them feel insecure.
True. Imagine being a petite adult woman and hearing the internet say that you're a literal child. How exactly is that going to make you feel? That'd be pretty insane, right? So, yeah. And that's happening like nonstop. But yeah, I looked at it and I was like, this is very interesting combat, but I need to know more because obviously they didn't show very much. They didn't show anything at all. But the combat looked cool. But I also wasn't stupid, and I said that, bro, the internet's about to lose their mind. The internet's about to lose their mind. You're gonna have all the worst people online complaining about her looks. All the wokies online are gonna be complaining about her looks, because it's just another Asian character for them to attack. The Western gaming industry is gonna call it problematic. They're probably gonna bring up PDF accusations, and just like clockwork, like it wasn't even. I don't even think it was 12 hours. I don't even think it was 12 hours. So anyway, all right, boys. Listen, I was gonna react to the background NPCs video, but I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow because it's getting late, and I don't want TJ to fire me again. He fired me the other day. I don't want to get fired again. But what we do need to do is that there was barely any participation in today's battle. I'm going to assume it's because of what tomorrow's battle is with Tifa, but we still have to pick a winner no matter what. And this battle's extremely close, boys. Okay, this battle's extremely close. It is Lara Croft versus Mai. Okay, this is the first quarterfinal fight. It's the first one that we got lined up. Tomorrow's going to be Felicia from Darkstalkers versus Tifa Lockhart. So we got the furries, even though I know she's not a furry, but they call her a furry anyway. We got the furries versus Tifa Lockhart. Will Tifa end up getting Eve tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. Eve was a big shocker. But we're going to find out who's winning this one, boys. Lara Croft versus Mai. If you super chat, you have to put the name first for it to count. I'm going to do a 2-minute song. And then we're going to decide a winner, boys. Let's go. This is it. Make up your mind. What's the dollar amounts, TJAP? If you could put an update, that would be great. It's not that far off. They're very close. I think it's like 20 to 40 or something like that. I think Mai's in the lead. Pretty sure. I'm sorry, Great Ape. Lara Croft's at $10 and Mai's at $54. Lara Croft is felt it. Is it over? Is Mai moving on to the next one, boys? It's not that big. It's not that big of a lead. I wouldn't call it over just yet, but it's not that big of a lead, boys. Raza with a 2. As an adult woman who wears kid pants, it sucks. Well, you're a child, according to the internet. I'm sorry to tell you. It's not my rules. It's their rules. Janardis with a 50 for Lara, putting her in the lead. Oh, shit. Janardis. Lara Croft is barely in the lead now.
Hashtag Lara.
MDW with a 10 for Lara Croft. She's a little bit further now.
Hashtag Lara.
Matthew Fritz. $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger for Lara Croft. Oh shit, the combo breaker. So ironically, considering that it's a fighting waifu. Guys, Lara Croft is now majorly in the lead. If anybody's gonna save Mai, now would be the time. Now would be the time before the final countdown.
Come closer, a little bit closer.
What?
JK, it's me, Carlos. I'm
Oh my
going to
God.
sending you back to Colombia.
I am not from Colombia.
Hashtag
That's a
Lara.
10 for Mai. That's another 10 for Lara Croft from Titan Was. Benjamin is trolling. Guys, final countdown. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. We got Dietrich Connick with a 5 on Rumble for Mai. And then we got Deadeye's Lock for a 2 for Mai over on Rumble. Thank you, guys. Last chance. Otherwise, Lara Croft is moving on. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting. Deadeye's Lock with a 2 from my. Over on Rumble, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. The turnaround. The turnaround. The absolute turnaround, boys. Wow, man.
One day the judge will count not out into the vote. Just you wait, Carlos.
Yes, Carlos, just you wait.
Benjamin, thank you for the 5. Guys, holy shit. This is probably now the second upset in this particular tournament. The other day on Friday, it was Eve getting eliminated. And now, I mean, don't get it wrong. Lara Croft is legendary, all right? She's legendary. I like Mai, personally. But, damn, Lara Croft, holy fuck, boys. She's our first semifinalist. That's actually insane. That's actually insane.
Shit.
That is actually insane. Lara Croft has defeated Kitana, Princess Zelda, and now Mai. Damn, man. I'm honestly a little surprised by that last one. I'm a little surprised. This seemed like an even matchup. I feel like they were definitely fairly even. I don't know. I like Mai. But anyway, T-Jap's going to give us the final numbers. So just give him a second before we continue. The battle's not going. No, it's over. T-Jap's giving the final numbers. How much does she win by? We're about to find out in a couple of seconds. Man. That's crazy. But listen, tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss tomorrow. If you guys miss Hypnocast tomorrow, you're going to be very upset at yourselves. All right? Tomorrow is going to be Felicia versus Tifa Lockhart. Felicia from Darkstalkers versus Tifa Lockhart. And if you guys know anything about both of these waifus...
Hypno Star Wars lost 85% of their audience champagne.
That's rough. R.I.P. to Star Wars. If you guys know about any of these waifus, Felicia and Tifa, you'll realize there is a lot of major simps for both of them. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot. So tomorrow should be interesting to see how that goes. But Lara Croft looks like she took the cake on this one, boys. Just waiting for T-Jap to give us the final numbers. Hopefully he's still awake and he didn't fire me. That would suck. Here we go. Yes, he's here. T-Jap. He says, Lara Croft at $187.32 versus Mai at $88. Literally $100 Red Boy would have changed the game. A Red Boy would have changed the game. Damn. It is what it is. All right, moving on. And becoming our first semifinalist of the video game waifu battle tournament is none other than Lara Croft, ladies and gentlemen. The first semifinalist, boys. Crazy work. Crazy work, boys. Crazy work. One more time, boys. One more time. Let's go. The coping and seething, man. Let it hit.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Old Man Cad. So Old Man Cad keeps asking, when is Tally's battle? So today was Lara Croft versus Mai, obviously. Tomorrow is Felicia versus Tifa. On Tuesday is Samus versus Cortana. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be Tally versus Aerith. That's going to be another one, too. Tally versus Aerith is going to be monumental, let's just say. So by the end of Wednesday, we should have all of our semifinals completed, and then it'll be down to just the finals. Oh, I'm sorry. We should have all the quarterfinals completed, and then it'll be down to just the semifinals. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. So for all intents and purposes, if Thursday is the first battle of our semifinals, then that means Sunday would be the second battle, which means ironically, of course, next Monday, the day that doesn't exist, will be the day where we have our final battle to decide who takes it all home. So there you go. Very, very, very interesting, boys. Very interesting. Of course, it would end on the Monday. Of course, it would end on the Monday. Of course. All right, boys. Listen, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope all of you had a fantastic time. It was super fun. As always, thank you guys so much. You're all amazing. I appreciate it. Join me tomorrow.
I just woke up. What did I miss?
You missed everything, man. Am I planning another tournament? I am. I'm going to be planning another one. There's a couple of ideas that I have in my head. I don't know which way I necessarily want to go. But you guys will obviously know when the time is right. So we'll figure it out. But no, seriously, thank you guys so much. Hope all of you had a fantastic time today. Hope all of you had a fantastic evening. And we will see you guys on the next one. Please don't leave me. I'm not
Banana
leaving.
Hypno.
I'm not. I know. I was gonna play it for you on the way out. I got you, Matthew Fritz. We're gonna play Matthew Fritz's favorite clip on the way out. Don't worry, I got you, brother. Thank you for the 2, my man. Guys, happy Father's Day again to everybody in the chat who are daddies. Appreciate you guys, man. Happy Father's Day. And shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. And I will see every single one of you on the next one. Until then, you guys already know, go be bigots and go be gooners. And of course, shout out to Matthew Fritz for the legendary $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger. Thank you, my man. Bye.
We have ourselves a Red Boy Hyper Banger!
All right, this is the last one. This is the last one.
Hold on. I just saw somebody in the chat because I didn't see the chat. IBU, sorry, Matthew Fritz. I know. Just calm the boner. Hold on, calm the boner. IB Protocol says, I created the petition, but I also created the Free Stellar Blade website. And let me tell you, it's not about being Asian or petite. I never talked about your petition, so I don't really know what that's in reference to. If you feel some sort of way about your petition, that's up to you, buddy. But I never talked about your petition. I was simply talking about the reporting of the video game to the payment processors. If anybody else talked about your petition, then I don't really know what to tell you about that. But yeah, you might want to rewind the stream because I never talked about your petition. So yeah. All right, enough with stopping the boner. Let's go.
All right, this is the last one. This is the last one.
I hypnotic, hypno, yes, big strong beefy man. He's got that bull seed ready to pop.
man said perfection, brother. You gay as hell, boy. You're gay as hell. This man gay as hell. Tell you what, just like this.
Try to relax your anus.
And he's a little bit of a...
Your shoulders.
He gay as hell.
I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in Maker Jack. Suck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in Maker Jack. Fuck it, put a ticket in Maker Jack. It means put a chicken in a Tweety and make her fucking Jack. Fucking pronouns!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. 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 That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.